for watching my video. I am Jamie and this video is This Drives Him Wild. Do you want to know what drives men absolutely wild? Now you might think that you know, you might think it has something to do with physical intimacy, but you'd be wrong. So let me tell you what drives men absolutely crazy. First of all, there's not really one thing that drives a man crazy. It's actually a collection of things, and it's a collection of 4 traits. And I have dubbed these 4 traits a clever name. I've dubbed it the lynx. The lynx, a cat, a wild endangered cat, because I feel like the lynx has all of these traits, and I love cats. These 4 traits are actually high value women traits. So I have written an e-course in which I include 35 high value women traits. I've talked to men, I've asked them what they love in women, what excites them. I've met some amazing women, and these 35 high value women traits are what every woman already has. I feel like we already have these traits, but sometimes we don't always display them real well, or some of them we've kind of hidden. And so my e-course will talk about these 35 high value women traits, along with tons of other information that will be coming out in an e-course on my website coming out soon. But I have picked 4 of the high value women traits. When you pack these 4 high value traits together, they are a dynamic set of traits that men just obsess over. Before we go into those traits, let me tell you, ladies, don't change for him. Change for you. And I'm not saying that women need so much help. I think men need help too. I think we all need help. I think we all can be a little messy, and we get ourselves into habits and we get ourselves into some negative traits. We don't always show up as our best selves. So these traits should be things that you would want to adopt. And actually, I feel like you already have them. Women, you already have these traits. We just maybe need to unlock them and let them shine. Trait number 1, confidence. There have been study after study that ask men and women, what do you find most attractive about a person? The number 1 thing they say is confidence. It beats out physical appearance. So be confident. And again, I feel like everybody has the ability to be confident. Maybe we just haven't cultivated it. So that means you walk into a room with your shoulders back, good posture, your chin tilted up. You look the part of a confident person. Speak clearly and distinctly. You have no problems handling yourself in a boardroom, handling yourself with employees. You're confident around men. You don't feel shy or embarrassed or kind of retreat into this shell. Confidence means you have standards that you're not going to let somebody cross. Many of you are already confident in the workforce anyway, so maybe you need to translate that over into relationships a little bit. Because an insecure woman in a relationship is not attractive. No man wants to be with a woman who's insecure. So you need to know your worth. You don't think that you're better than anybody else. So when I say be confident, don't be braggy or arrogant or think you are queen bee. You think other women are absolutely amazing too. Know what you're worth, ladies. You are worth a fortune. And if you treat yourself like a rock, you're going to get treated like a rock. But if you treat yourself like a diamond, you're going to get treated like a diamond. The lynx cat, she's confident. She walks around like she owns the jungle. I know my cat, she walks around like she owns my house. Number 2, independent. Men like a woman who's not so dependent on them and so needy that their whole world is wrapped up in him. It's fine to feel like the man should take the lead in the family if your religious views says, hey, I want the man to be the head of the house and to be a strong leader. Hey, I have no problems with that at all. But also maintain your independence, ladies. Because if this man senses that you are so desperate for him, that's a turnoff. You have to be able to have the independence to say, hey, I want you in my life, but I certainly don't need you. And if you start treating me badly or cross my boundaries or my standards, I will walk away. Always, always maintain your walk away power. The lynx is independent. Every cat is independent. You can call a cat and it will just turn around and walk away from you and kind of snub you. At least that's what my cat does. Before we go any further, I have talked to you about my e-course coming out. So I have a website coming out soon called she'severyday.com. If you follow me, you know I've been saying that for a while, but it really is getting close to being launched. On that website, there will be links to my published books, links to a couple of e-courses, a link to coaching with me, my videos, and a podcast that I will be doing with a partner. So she'severyday.com, hit the like, hit the subscribe button right now. Follow me right now so that when that e-course comes out, I will link it below and you can find all this great information plus a lot more in those e-courses that will be on that website, she'severyday.com. Number 3, this one's my favorite, be playful. You know, I feel like we've lost our playfulness because life is harsh. It can be boring, it can be tiring, and men especially are out there hustling in this world. The last thing they want to come home to is somebody who's so serious and somber and uptight and nagging and complaining and negative, and they think everything is just silly or ridiculous. They take themselves too seriously to have fun. Nobody wants to come home to that woman. So be playful. Be a little innocent and naive. That's charming sometimes. And let's face it, we're all a little naive sometimes. I know I can be very gullible. But be joyful, laugh. Don't tell me you don't know how to do this, because when you were a little girl, I guarantee you played. If you've ever been around children or you have kids of your own, you've gotten on the floor and you've played with them. So you know how to be playful, and sometimes we lose that playful person. The world tells women that we need to be so strong and so tough. The world tells us that we need to be such hardcore feminists that we try to be so professional that we lose our playfulness. Now, there's a time for playfulness and there's a time for professionalism. So just make sure that you use it in the right time. At work, you probably want to be more professional, but with your partner, be a little bit more playful. Men find that so endearing. I like to look at playfulness like this. I have a bubble, and this is how I want to live my life, and I live my life in this bubble. I know there are terrible things that happen in the world, and I know the world is hard and harsh, and a lot of bad things have happened to me, and I could be bitter and jaded, but I choose to live in this bubble of joyfulness, playfulness, excitement, optimism, laughter. I choose to dance in my bubble, and nobody's allowed in my bubble if they're going to be negative. Sometimes people want to try to invade your bubble, but if they're not positive, they can't come in. But here's the cool thing. Men love that bubble that you've created. Everybody loves it. People are just drawn to you like a moth to a flame because you're this bright spark in this really dark world. And people want to be part of that. Now with your partner, you can be a little sexy playful, which leads me to number 4. Be seductive. So the lynx is playful, like we talked about. And I don't know if the lynx is really seductive, but I think cats are just sexy creatures. I think God created you to be wonderfully sexy. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if it's in a committed relationship. A lot of women have lost their seductive side of themselves. Some women are so insecure that they can't be seductive. They can't allow themselves to be that. I think every one of you has a seductive nature hidden maybe deep in yourself. Let that woman live. Men love the seductress. She's confident. She's sexy. She's at home in her own skin. I know some women have trouble with seductiveness. Let me give you an example. I went shopping with a friend of mine the other day, and we were in this store and there was some lingerie. And I pulled out this beautiful, sexy teddy nightwear. And I said, oh my gosh, you should buy this. This would look so beautiful on you. And your husband would love it. She immediately said, no way am I buying that. You are never going to catch me putting that on. I don't know if she felt uncomfortable or self-conscious in it. Maybe she felt like she's such a strong Christian and that's not something that Christians do. I don't know what her problem was, but some women, especially Christian women, feel like that's taboo. You can't step into that seductive role because God wouldn't be pleased. Let me tell you, God made sex. God made intimacy. You think human beings made that? And God made it to be awesome and wonderful and fun and exciting in a committed relationship. Let your seductive little lynx self live. So that's the 4 traits. Some people think that means you're going to have a multiple personality, but that's not it. It is traits that you already have. They're already built into woman. You're confident, you're independent, you're playful, you're seductive, you're sexy. You already have all of these traits. You may have just hidden some of them. So we need to unlock those traits, practice them, let them live. It's really a balancing act for women. Us women have to wear lots of hats anyway. So just own it. Get used to being that woman. Be multifaceted. Be the woman that can meet any occasion. Don't force these traits because people can see through that. You have to just practice them a little bit at a time until you feel very comfortable being the woman that has all the traits of the lynx. When you become this woman, you will love your new self. She is confident, she's fun, she's playful, she's everything. She's rare. Men absolutely love her because she's so unique, so different, so rare. She's like every woman that he's attracted to, all rolled into one. So again, don't do it for him, do it for you. But the added bonus is you will have men lining up to take you out. And if you're with a partner and maybe that relationship's gotten a little stale, this will drive him crazy. It will drive him right back to you. Be the lynx and watch that man try to capture you. God bless you guys. I will see you next time.